Today, I really wanted to talk about managing your emotions, because what I see a lot, and obviously when I work with people who emotionally eat, obviously it's in the title, emotional eating, and also people who binge eat, and also people who stress eat, it all goes back to how we feel. And there's a lot of different reasons, as I've said before, why we can turn to food. It can be so many different reasons. There's so many different aspects to it. But one of the reasons is our emotions, right? And what can happen, and I see this happening all the time, and all of us do it. So I don't want anybody to think that there's something wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with you. But what we do as human beings is we want to run away from pain. So anything that comes up for us, emotion-wise, we want to run away from. We do not want to feel it. We want to pretend that it's not happening, and we want to try and avoid it, right? And it's really interesting because I know that I haven't been on the live last week, so I missed a week because I was on holiday. And it's really interesting. So for me, I don't know how many of you know, but when I first started doing lives, I was so scared. Oh my goodness me, I was so scared of going live. My hands used to shake. I could barely get my words out. And that was fear-based. It was a whole fear thing for me because, I wasn't used to being in front of the camera. I didn't know who was watching. It was a lot of fear. People get like public speaking. There was a lot of fear for me, and it's taken me a long time to be able to come on here. Feel really excited about it. Now I absolutely love going live. I love chatting to people. I love knowing that people are there. I love knowing that I'm helping people, and I always love that side of it. But it was that fear of public speaking side. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because even though I had 1 week off, bear in mind I've had 1 week off, and what was really interesting for me was when I came on this live today, what happened was I got some of the old butterflies back, which a lot of these feelings, a lot of this fear, a lot of this nervousness, and it's good to be nervous in some degree because it means that you care. So I really do believe that, those feelings of feeling nervous, feeling a little bit anxious, those are good to some degree. We are meant to feel those feelings. We are meant to feel all feelings, but it's when it starts being debilitating. And what was really interesting for me is when I've come on this live today, because I've missed a week, and I'm not that I haven't not been consistent, but I've missed a week, so a little bit of that fear came creeping back in. And this is the feelings that I'm talking about. So when I'm saying that we all naturally want to run away from fear, all of us have feelings that we want to run away from. All of us have, either thoughts, beliefs, but more we have feelings that we don't want to feel. And these feelings could be, and again, I'm not telling you how anybody is feeling, but these are some of the feelings that can come up. So if we have maybe done something in our life, or something has been done to us that we maybe feel guilt about, or we feel shameful about, we feel we have done something bad, or we feel that what somebody did to us was our fault and we are bad for it. So a lot of these, and obviously, especially if it's relating to something what we've believed to be bad or what we see as bad, even though the behaviour is the bad thing, we are not bad. What then tends to happen is we then want to avoid these emotions that are coming up for us. So if we are feeling huge amounts of guilt or huge amounts of shame, what then tends to happen is we want to run away from that. We want to not feel those feelings, right? Because we get that feeling, we go, oh, I don't want to feel that. So we then turn to something to distract us. We turn to something to make us not feel that feeling. And that thing we could be turning to could be food, right? So it could be food. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be sex. It could be shopping. It could be all of these things. It could be gambling. And why do we do this? So we do it first and foremost because it's like a distraction. We want we're distracting from the negative emotion that we don't want to feel, or what we perceive as a negative emotion, should I say. Just because we are feeling guilt and shame doesn't make it negative. It doesn't make it negative. It's an emotion that we do. All of our bodies need to feel. You know, we need to feel these feelings in our body in order to heal, right? But most of us don't. Most of us want to run away from these feelings because they don't feel very good. You know, when we feel shame or we feel guilt or we feel regret, these feelings are not making us feel happy. They're not making us feel joyful. They are not making us feel how we want to feel. So actually, all we do is try and push them away. We try and bury them. We try and suppress them. We try and ignore them. But the problem is, when we try and suppress something, when we try and ignore our feelings, they will come up eventually. So whatever we are trying to suppress in our life, whatever emotions we are running away from, it could be a memory, it could be an experience, it could be how we're feeling in our relationship, it could be whatever it is that we are trying to run away from, it could be how we feel about ourselves, right? Whatever emotion that we are trying to run away from, it will come up eventually, and it will come up in different ways. And like I said, it can come up in other ways, so like turning to food. So today, I really wanted to first and foremost really just say to you guys that all feelings are valid. Every single feelings are valid, and I really want to give you and you to give yourself permission to feel. This is very similar to when I say give yourself permission to eat. We really want to give ourselves permission to feel as well, because we cannot heal unless we feel our emotions. And so going back to, right, okay, how can we do this? And how can we really help ourselves, to help ourselves heal, to help ourselves move through some of the difficult feelings that we are feeling? And today I really wanted to kind of do like, I don't want to say like a practical session, but I wanted to give you some like maybe tools, some things that you can do yourself that will really help you regulate your emotions. So one of the best things you can do is to breathe. And it might sound simple, but learning to breathe in a slower, and I don't want to say a more controlled way, but in a slower, deeper way, actually is so powerful. So you might have heard someone say, just stop and breathe, you know, just breathe slowly, you know, when you're maybe panicking. And actually, you know, when you was a child, you was probably thinking, what does that mean? What does that mean? But actually, the breath is so incredibly powerful. It is so incredibly powerful. If we are in a state where we are not regulating our emotions, quite often what can happen is our nervous system can be affected. And when our nervous system is affected, then we could be in the fight and flight state, we could be in the dorsal state, we could be, you know, in a place where we are, you know, high cortisol levels. And we really want to start to bring those cortisol levels down. And we really want to start feeling in a more balanced and, you know, in a more balanced, you know, rest and digest state, so a more calmer state. And the breath is so incredible for this. It really, really, really is. I cannot express enough how powerful the breath is. You know, we underestimate the power of the breath. So really what I wanted to give you guys today was just a few tools, like I said, just a few exercises that will really help you, help yourself change your state. Because, like I said, when we are feeling emotional and when we are not regulating our emotions and when we are not managing our emotions well, what can happen is we can turn to something to make us feel better, i.e. food. We can turn to something to make ourselves feel better, i.e. food, alcohol, drugs, whatever it is, right? So if we can really learn to balance and regulate our emotions and really help our nervous system, it will really help how we respond to food. It will really, really, really help us. So I'm going to give you just a couple of breathing exercises to practice. And if you maybe feel like anxious or stressed and you feel this quite a lot, really, really, really try with the breathing. Really try slowing your breath down because it's free, right? We can do this at any point of the day, right? We can do this ourselves. We can intentionally slow our breath down, right? And I can guarantee when you are feeling stressed or when you are feeling anxious, what normally happens is that our heart starts beating faster. We start feeling maybe a little bit lightheaded, because we're not getting enough oxygen to the lungs because we're breathing faster. And we can't catch our breath, and we then start panicking, and everything gets faster, right? So actually, what we want to do is we really want to calm our body down. So what I would recommend, there's two breath techniques that I would recommend. One is the box technique and the other one is belly breathing. So I'm going to explain a little bit about both of those. And like I said, you can do these anytime. So the box breath is where we count for the same amount of seconds. We breathe in, we breathe out, we breathe in and we breathe out. And it's kind of like, so if you imagine like a box. So we're breathing in maybe for 3 seconds, out for 5 seconds, in for 3 seconds, out for 5 seconds, in for 3 seconds, and just let it be like a box, right? I'm not saying you draw a box with your finger, you don't. We really want to focus on the breath. And all we can do with box breath, you can either breathe through the nose and then out through the mouth, or you can breathe through the nose slowly. I will give you another technique with the belly breathing in a minute that will help you as well. So with the box breath, just breathe. I'll only do 3 seconds just so I'm giving you an exercise. So breathe in through the nose, 2, 3, and breathe out through the mouth for 3, 2, 3. Breathe in through the nose for 3. Breathe out through the nose for 3. Breathe in through the nose for 3, 2, 3. Breathe out through the nose for 3, 2, 3. Now, I'm starting off with 3 seconds only to get you really used to slowing your breath down. If 3 seconds is too short for you, please lengthen it. Lengthen it to maybe 4 seconds or 5 seconds. For me, because I've been doing this for a while, it would probably be too short. But just really, really, really just check where you are at. There's no right or wrong here. But just really allow yourself to slow your breath down, because you will probably breathe. If you are either feeling stressed or anxious, you are probably breathing very, very fast. So I'm also going to show you the box technique, sorry, not the box technique, the belly breathing technique. So with belly breathing, what I find the best way to really calm your body down is slowly breathing through the nose. And like this helps you get back into the rest and digest state quicker. So what I recommend is, if you can, only breathe through your nose when you're doing the belly breathing. So with belly breathing, again, do this if you're stressed or you're feeling anxious. What will happen is the more you calm your breath, the more you will calm your body down. So the more you will feel more relaxed. And I recommend maybe 10 to 15 breaths. Just see how you feel. If you need to do more, do more. If you need to do less, do less. With the belly breathing, what I do is I breathe in for 3 and then out for 6, or breathe in for 4 and out for 6. We always breathe out for the longest time on the breath out, always. So like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the belly breathing. And what I tend to do is put my hand on my belly. And when I say belly breathing, it doesn't mean your hand is on your stomach here at the bottom, right? It means it's just underneath your chest. So it's just underneath your chest, it's where your belly is. And what we want to do is we want to really breathe out. So when we are breathing in through the nose, our belly is coming out. So it's belly rise, right? So our belly rises. And then when we breathe out through the nose for 6 seconds, our belly falls. So it goes in. It might feel a little bit alien to you, especially at the beginning, because what tends to happen is when we have been feeling anxious or stressed, we tend to chest breathe. So we tend to go, oh, and here it's really fast, right? So when we're doing belly breathing, we want to really be keeping this part of our body still, right? We want to try and keep this part of our body still. We want to be sat upright, our shoulders back, and we really want to allow the air to come into our body, right? And I'm going to speak you through it, and just really practice this yourself. Like I said, it might feel alien at the beginning. Now, I can't breathe and count like a minute ago. I struggled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count the breath in for 4 and then out for 6. So if it's safe for you to do so, please just sit quietly. You can maybe close your eyes and just put your hand on your belly. Now, breathe in for 4, breathe in through the nose, belly rise. Breathe out for 6, belly fall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in for 4, belly rise. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, belly fall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in for 4, belly rise. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, belly fall. 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in for 4, belly rise. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, belly fall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Breathe in for 4, belly rise. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, belly fall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just open your eyes. And I really just want you just to feel how different you might feel. Now, I can guarantee that most of you, if you have done this exercise and you've done it with me, you will be feeling calmer. And this is a really, really good exercise to help manage your emotions. Also, if we are it helps manage our emotions, but also it helps us feel our emotions. So if we are feeling something that we want to run away from, actually just breathe through it. Allow ourselves to feel this. Allow ourselves to feel whatever feeling is coming up for you, instead of automatically going to distract, instead of automatically reaching out for something that will help you avoid those feelings. Like I said earlier, we as human beings naturally run away from pain. We naturally want to avoid pain. We head towards pleasure. So really, really get comfortable. I don't want to say with pain, but get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that is where the healing is. So this is when we start to heal. We start to heal when we really start to feel what we've been trying to avoid. So I don't know if anybody's been watching today, but if you have, please, give me a hello. I hope this has been helpful to you. Like I said, it's so powerful. The breath is just such a powerful tool that we all don't even realize that we have. Every day, everybody's running ragged. People are busy with, children, homes, animals, jobs, work. entrepreneurs, businesses, we're all so busy that we really forget to stop and breathe. And we also forget to stop and feel. We forget to, stop and listen to our body. And the more we can recognize what our body wants and needs, not only with food, but what it wants emotionally and how we need to heal emotionally, that actually really helps us in our own journey, especially with our body and food. So it really does help us heal. Now, like I said earlier, we cannot heal from past memories, past emotions, past events by trying to go around the emotion. It just doesn't work. We have to go through it. We have to feel that emotion to really fully heal. Yeah, we have to understand our body, and we have to understand what our body is trying to tell us, because we are never ever going to fully heal if we keep ignoring what our body is saying. And like I said, it's so we all do it. I've been there myself. We all can want to run away from it. We all can want to run away from feelings we don't want to feel. Like before this live came on, I was like, oh, this is interesting, I want to run away. But I sat with the feeling, I breathed through the feeling, I sat with it, I really felt it, and I thought, you know what, feel the feeling and do it anyway. I don't know if any of you read that book. Feel the fear and do it anyway. So I also have something really, really exciting. So I have really tweaked, and I've really been playing with my one of my programs. And what I've done is I've really, really made it into a signature program, and I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait to tell you. So I have my Food and Body Freedom program. So what I've done now is I'm now just offering my main signature program, which is going to be the Food and Body Freedom program. It's going to be a main signature program, and it's going to have a combination between one-to-one and group. But the difference is you have probably the same amount of one-to-ones that you would if you was in my one-to-one program, and you also get the beauty of being in a group as well. So you get that real combo between having me as a one-to-one. At this moment it's having me. I might get a team later down the line, but you're getting that combination of having the one-to-one sessions, and yet you are also having a group call as well. So you're getting this beautiful mix of one-to-one and group. And the reason why I've done this is because I really want to support, the people who want to find that, who want to have peace with their body and food, who want to have that freedom, who want to have that flexibility, who want to feel good in themselves and without having this, heavy load on them with their body and food, because I know how heavy it can get and overwhelming, and just, it can get so stressful. So I've created this amazing like signature package, and I'm just so excited to share it with you all. So like I said, it's going to be a mix between one-to-one. So it's like my one-to-one program and my group program, just mixed together. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So if anybody wants to know a little bit more about my program, just send me a message. Like I said, I'm actually just currently working on the sales page, because I have to do like quite a few edits and things like that, because like I said, I've done a bit of an overhaul. But yeah, it's meant to be, so I give you the best support and you get the best results. Ultimately, you get the best results that you can possibly get. And yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you. So like I said, if you want to reach out to me, please reach out to me if you want to find out more. So if you have watched this replay, if you watched this live, give me a #replay, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.